the reality of race. What is race? No, really. What is it? Can it be described by the color of our skin? White, black, yellow, red? How many people of those tones have you actually seen? What about those whose heritage is complicated by the collaboration of their ancestors with those who came from a different place? Which side do they choose? Which race do they embrace? Why do we even force them to make a choice, pick a side, and craft an identity of which lineage they should hide? That child who has one parent that looks like them and one that does not, does that child have to then choose whose genes they've got? Society is quick to claim them when they're on top, but then those like Tiger found out how fast is the drop. Science has declared that there was no basis for biological races, and we're all the same species no matter what color the face is. Yet we've been taught for 500 years to scar each other by a label that has nothing to do with who we really are. I mean, is a snail defined by the shell on its back, or a racehorse by its pen it stays in at the track? Do we define a drink by the glass in which it resides, or do we know what it is by the actual liquid that's inside? What are we teaching our children to do now? At birth, they have no idea green, purple, blue, or brown. Are we telling them to say it loud, like James did back in the day? Or is it a black butterfly when they break out their shell, the way Denise Williams may say? What if we pick some other arbitrary hallmark to use? Maybe the house you live in or the shoes that you choose. Your black or white will be replaced by your Shaq or Nike, neither of which tells anything about the real person inside the marker we seal in their biography. Race is socially derived, socially defined, and then placed inside of our minds from the start, not telling us that there are more genetic differences between my brother and me than the one whose skin tone's opposite is supposed to be. Brace yourself, I'm picking up the pace to tell you that the very definition of what qualifies as black is different from place to place. Two twins born on the same day, one with pigment and one without, conceived from the same DNA, but will now have doubt because one doesn't fit with this and the other doesn't go with that. Coming from the same parents, are we going to tell the one that she can't act black? Many of us have read where Paul said that in Christ there is no bond, free, Jew, Greek, but we don't want to apply it to the identity that today we seek. What Paul said next makes up for any stare that I've ever gotten because my complexion brings fear to some. He called me an heir, so in Christ we are all the same, and with anyone else that has accepted him, we could be the perfect pair. The question that remains is, what do we do now? Is it too late to change a society that has made race equivalent to a solemn vow? What if we taught the children to see another person and say, that's a child of God just like me? What if we stop putting people at the opposing ends of the color range, then expecting them to unite and change? The reality of race is that biologically it is only in our minds. And with time, maybe we will see that change in the culture has to start right now with you and with me. God bless you.